going to write the budget table now. Just wait for 2 minutes. Is it you have to turn the page horizontally or vertically only you can write it or not? It will be decided by you people only. But just wait for my writing of budget table and I'll allow you people to write in 2 minutes or 3 minutes later. Don't worry. But let me write it, sir. Budget consists of two parts. One is revenue part and second is capital part. Revenue is further divided into revenue receipt and revenue expenditure. Revenue receipt. Receipt is nothing but incoming money, sir. There are two sources of incoming money for the union government. Two sources of revenue incoming. As we know that one is what? Tax revenue receipt and second is what? Non-tax, sir. They also generate, okay, without leaving the tax also they'll get some revenue but very less. Tax, we already know that there are two types of taxes. Direct tax and indirect. I'm not going to write what is that, what is direct, indirect and everything because already we discussed, correct? But what are the sources of non-tax revenue for the government, sir? Okay, first one. Remember, the first one I'll simply write it as other receipts. Sir, what is this other receipts? Receipts is nothing but incoming money, sir. Other receipt is nothing but what? Go back to banking topic. If you remember, I told you that RBI is owned by. Who is the owner of RBI, sir? Government. RBI is a statutory body established through RBI Act of 1934. If RBI makes profit, they'll give the dividend to government. So which means what? It's a revenue for what? Government. But it is not a tax revenue because government is not levying any tax. It is simply non-tax, sir. So that's why I'll write it as what receipt? Other receipts. Be there only. Not only RBI, sir. Railway is owned by what, sir? Government. So if railway makes profit, that is a revenue for what? Government. That is also what? Tax or non-tax, sir? Non-tax. So that I'll write it as other receipt, sir. So for time being I'll write, but in explanation I'll take up everything. I'll simply write RBI, railway, etc. etc. Other receipt. Second one, if you remember, in the banking topic only I discussed that we have 12 PSBs. Public sector, banks, and I also told you that we have more than 300 PSUs. PSU, public sector undertaking, because they are called as public sector because more than 51% of the share capital is held by government. Now remember, if they give profit or dividend, obviously if they make profit, sir, they'll give dividend to what? Government. And that dividend will be revenue for what? Government. Where we have to write that revenue? Tax or non-tax? So I'll write here profit and dividend. Profit and dividend from PSUs and PSBs. This is the second source of non-tax revenue, sir. Okay, be there only. Third will be, you will understand later, sir. I'll explain what is this. There is a receipt called, which receipt, sir? Interest receipt, which means what? Sir, is that union government will give the loan so that they generate what? Interest? Yes, sir. Union government will give the loan to whom, sir? To other countries, and states also. Not grant. Don't get confused with what's a grant. I'm talking about what? Loan. That is interest. And last one is what? We also receive some, what's a? Grants received. Central government will receive the grants from WHO, UNICEF, UNESCO. All these are the revenue, sir. Grants, not loan. Now, this is the revenue, sir. These are the only two sources of revenue. But where the government is going to spend, there are two types of expenditure for the government. One is which expenditure? Revenue expenditure, and second I'll write capital expenditure here. This one, I'll write later, sir. First let me complete the which expenditure? Revenue expenditure. Revenue, sir, what is revenue expenditure? You just wait, sir. I'll tell you what is revenue expenditure. I can use blue color, right? Chashma people. No, light blue. This is light blue only, Akka garu. Okay. Idi chala? Okay. Color blindness, huh? Okay. So basically, the first revenue expenditure for the government is which payment? Interest payment. They have to make interest. Whatever the loan they have taken previously, for that they have to pay what's a interest. That is the interest payment, first one. Second one will be the government has to spend more money on what's a subsidies, fuel subsidy, food subsidy, all that. Again, I'll explain what is subsidies and everything. Then they have to spend money on which expenditure? Defense expenditure. Okay, be there only. Next, they have to pay salaries and allowances to employees, central government employees. Okay, then they have to give grants. Okay, grants given. They'll give the grants towards a state government, and even other countries also receive what's a grants given. Next, they have to give what's a pension also, even though we have NPS, and recently from this year onwards we have UPS, Unified Pension System, but still those who have retired before 2004 or those who joined before 2004, for them government only has to pay what's a pension. So pension they have to keep some amount. This is a daily expenditure. And last one is general expenditure. Last one is what? General expenditure. I'll tell you what is general expenditure and everything later. Is it okay? This is which part, sir? Revenue part. Is it visible to you people, right? Okay. Now, sir, in capital, again we have two types, sir. One is capital receipts and second is capital. Capital receipts, there are two types of capital receipts. One is debt capital receipts and second is what? Non-debt capital receipts. Try to remember your financial market like this one I have written. Okay. Non-debt. Debt, that is borrowing. You can borrow from internal sources or external sources. Non-debt means what? There are two types of non-debt. Okay. Size होगा ठीक है. Non-debt, there are two types of non-debt. That's why you decide like how you are going to make the table, sir. Non-debt, there are two types. One is disinvestment. Government will raise the capital with help of what? Disinvestment. And second is loan recovery. Loan recovery. Okay. So, sir, what is capital expenditure? Where the government will spend as a capital expenditure? क्या करें? यहाँ पे टेबल में minimize. Is it okay, right? This side. Chala. It's okay. I'll try, sir. I'll try to write within the space. So there are three types of capital expenditure for the government, sir. Okay. One, loan given. The central government will give what's a loan? Loan given. Remember, this is loan recovery. Okay. This is loan given. Second, loan repayment. If they have taken the loan previously, they'll go for what? Repayment of it. Okay. Last is the money spent on creation of capital assets. Creation of which assets? capital assets.